Alright guys, welcome back to Birds of Prey Motorsports. This is it's not leaking from the bottom of this, is it? What the heck? I sure hope not. Almost like water or something. Let's check and find out. Smells like oil. This is dry. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, welcome back to Birds of Prey Motorsports. Freaked me out a little there. A little bit of, what is it? I don't know, it smells like oil. Anyway, but yeah, it's another fine, beautiful day. I just got off the Triumph Speed Triple, which is a triple with a 1075 or 1050 engine, and the steering just bit the butt. You guys will know that from the ride review if you watched that. I don't know all the ins and outs of these bikes or anything like that, if there's a special trick, but I wasn't a super huge fan of it. So now I'm taking the Triumph Daytona 675 out. And of course, because it's Triumph, it has a triple in it. And because it's a 675 triple, so it's a lot, it's a smaller board than the other one. It doesn't sound as loud. Does not sound as loud. Oh, does it do what the Yamahas do? It just looks lopsided without both lights on, you know? Please tell me I'm not the only one. I'm not a super huge fan of that, but it works, I guess. It works. But this is their street legal race bike. Oh, it's got a Brembo on the back. I don't even know what company that is. Whatever it is, it's got to be good because they put it on the front. So two separate brake systems. It looks like you got a Brembo on the back and then a Nissin on the front. I don't know what company that is. Anyway, but yeah, this is the 2015 Triumph Daytona. God, look at the front brake system though. Two rotors, and they're huge. They are huge. A little bit less on the back, but look at that. It's just got, you know, just kind of chiseled lines. I really do like the look of this. And it was ooh, it's got Diablo Super Corsa tires on it. That's what they put on their that's what Triumph put on the new Thruxton for stock. So it's still got stock tires. I guess I should figure out what time it is, eh? That might be helpful. Because these guys close at 6 and I have no clue what time it is, but it's not getting dark yet, so it's not 5, it gets dark at like 5:30, I think. It's only 3:30, yeah. Woo, that gets me 2.5 more hours. Which is awesome. Alright, so let's take a look at this. That little instrument cluster, the kind of black background there is a little different. I like it. It's got the lights up there like the triple, like the speed triples do, and the street triples. That's just really bent over. This is a very aggressive seating position. Oh. Had the kickstand down. Way to go. All right. All right. This is a very aggressive bike. The stance on this thing is aggressive. And it turns well too. Yeah, it's got 6 gears. This one has a gear counter. Oh yeah, feel that. Oh my goodness, yeah. Ah, I love this bike already. Just the way that, just how nimble that is. It's just glorious. I'm not having to fight steering or anything. It's just intuitive. So beautiful. This is a very aggressive bike. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay on it for long. Just the way it sits is just incredible. It's in like how far leaned over I'm sitting. Like, you see like runners and sprinters that or you see somebody run a little bit and then they like bend way over, and like their hands on their knees. That feels about where I am right now. Seating position. Yep. The ergonomics on this thing are a lot more aggressive than the R6 even. Man, those mirrors just don't go up to where I want them to. And I don't know how to adjust them properly, so. It's just a really short shift. This is fun. Ah, this just wants to lean. It just wants to curve. It just wants to go. Oh, that was beautiful. Just the way it turns, guys. Oh my goodness. And that transmission is wow. So I'm focusing a lot on the ride right now, just because the ergonomics are so weird. Focusing on where I'm looking and how it's handling in these corners. And my goodness, this just curves. Just curves. It's slicing those corners like it made of butter. Jump on the internet here. Internet freeway, holy crap. Holy cow, man. This thing just picks up and goes. I've gotten used to the ergonomics a little bit, and I'm having so much fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah, baby. Holy crap, man. This thing's just so intuitive, so natural. Oh my lord. Holy cow. I don't know what Triumph did to make this bike so great, but it is off the scale. I absolutely love this thing. And I've been on it for all of like 10 minutes. And it's planted. It's just a solid bike. Man, I kind of want to trade my DRZ in for this. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw that, but that frickin' semi kicked up a rock and it hit me in the leg, my right leg. Ugh. I swear I'd go to prison on this thing with a smile on my face. This is just unbelievable. And I'm just going in a straight line. What a fantastic bike. Just, oh, so natural. Everything's nice, it's crisp, it's smooth. Those gear changes are off the scale. And then that sound, man. I love the sound of that triple. I absolutely love that sound. That is the quintessential sound. I seem to be riding a lot of Triumphs. I'm very biased, apparently. I really am enjoying this bike. I was gonna ride a Yamaha R1 later, but with the fact that I've gone through a battery already, I think that I'm gonna go ahead and stop or not do that. Man, me and Triumphs, I'm very biased. But Birds of Prey Motorsports is also the only Triumph dealership in town. That's kind of what I personally know them for, is that. And because I'm a huge Triumph fan, so they're kind of my go-to guys. So I've ridden an R3, an R6, sport bike wise, an R3 and R6. I've ridden those were Yamahas. I've ridden the Ninjas all the way up through the 1000 cc's. So I've ridden all those. And out of all of them, I can't think of one I've enjoyed more than this. Not a single one. Man, that front brake is just sticky. It just grabs and stops. It's great. Woo! Oh my god! That was in first gear too. This thing is just one beast of a machine. This Daytona is just, you know, that's the only real sound that I can come up with that fits how I feel on it. This thing is so naturally intuitive. It's just, you know what it's going to do and when. The only thing you don't know is what's going to happen when you dump the clutch and twist the throttle. Well, you do know what's going to happen. It's called liftoff, but you don't know how much liftoff you're going to get. Whether you're going to hit Mars or whether you're going to hit Pluto. Honest opinion of this bike. Like, brutally honest opinion. I've been on it for, I don't know, half hour now, maybe. I don't know, what time is it? It's way off. Whoa, I'm close to an hour actually. Gotta find the kickstand there. Get off for a minute, because it is a very aggressive seating position. Wow, what a just absolute wonderful machine. It just, there's no stopping. This thing's freaking, you are a bullet on this thing. Just gorgeous, gorgeous bike too. The lines are all great. Stupid, silly fast. Stupid, silly fast. I absolutely love this bike. Absolutely love this bike. Anyway, so honest opinions on this bike. Let's go ahead and talk about the engine. This is a street legal race bike. This is the street legal version of Triumph's Daytona 675 race bike. And the engine shows that it is definitely based off of a race bike. That thing is just a monster of an engine. As well as the transmission. The transmission shows it too. They're very short changes, but they're very long gears. And they've all got a lot of torque and a lot of horsepower. It's a very flat torque line, so you can pretty much twist the throttle whatever gear you're in at whatever speed, and it, you know, for it to just go, it just feels like it'll pick up and go and lift off. I'm getting weird looks from all these people over here. As far as the seating position goes, the seating position is very, very aggressive. I'll go ahead and see if I can find a picture of the ergonomics differences between like a Yamaha R6 and the Daytona, and I'll put it up here just to kind of show you guys. But it is just an absolute, it's very, very, very aggressive seating position, and I can feel it. You know, I'm 21 years old. I can feel, you know, I can feel my back a little bit. I can feel my wrists, especially from the way you're seated on it. But at the same time, when you're really gunning it, when you're really going, you can tell why it's seated like that. It keeps you a lot lower, the bike lower to the ground too. Just wow. Just wow. And then that sound, the sound of that triple, you know, my dad had an 05 Triumph Tiger when I was growing up, before he traded it in for his Explorer. So we've always had a Triumph, and it's always had a triple engine. So that triple sound is, for me, is the quintessential sound of a good motorcycle, of what a motorcycle should sound like. And that's because I grew up with them. And there's been absolutely nothing that has made me think that Triumph is a bad bike, so I've always just come back to them. It's you know, and everybody's got a Yamaha. Yeah, Yamaha. So I got an R6, I got an R1. Well, who's got a Daytona? You know, who's got a Daytona 675? I know like 2 people that have Daytonas in town, and that's it. But most of the sport bikes, you know, Yamahas, especially the R6 and the R1s, are the most popular sport bikes that I've run into, at least. And make sure that this is still on here decently. Yep, nice and tight. Gotta love dealer plates. But I think it's great. The mirrors, I'm having some issues with the mirrors. I just don't... can't... There we go. That's adjusting them a little bit more. So, but the mirrors don't shake a lot at all. Like what I can see in them is not moving much. So Triumph, again, has done a very decent job with their mirrors. Very, very decent job with their mirrors. And it's just awesome. The controls, I think the controls are awesome. It's just absolutely epic. The controls are super easy to handle. It turns, it's nice, it's light, it's nimble. The turn signal, the horn button, the kill switch and the turnover switch, the pass button, the high beam and low beam switch, all of that is super easy to control. You know exactly where it is. It's, you know, second nature for me to reach there. You know, I can switch, like literally get off of my get off of Mela, get off my DRZ, jump onto this Daytona and go, no problems. It take me like 2 seconds to get used to the way ergonomics and the way the bike handles, but the controls and the buttons and all that kind of stuff are all intuitive. The Triumph does have this disabler here, and what that is in this key, and most of the Triumphs have it. I know all of the newer ones do, at least. I don't know if the 05 Tiger did. I know that they've had them for a while, but what it is you know those push to start cars where you have to have your key fob within a certain amount of feet? Well, this bike will not start without one of these two keys. One of these two keys has to be in this slot for it to work, because there's a chip inside this bit, inside the little plastic bit, that this reads, and it's so it's an engine disabler, it's an ignition disabler, and when it's if you stick a different key in there that works and turn it, nothing's going to happen. It won't start up, it won't do anything, because that disabler chip isn't there to undo the disabler. So the moment that you pull the key away, the engine's now disabled, you know, which is awesome. I think that's just a great idea. But yeah, it's awesome. So the little display up here, you've got your, I'm not going to walk through all the different things that are on it, but things I really like about it. I really like the fuel gauge. I think that that's more of a necessity thing these days, because a lot of people aren't used to looking at their mileage to determine how much mileage they still have left to go in their riding, or when they're riding. I have to do that on my DRZ. It's just kind of become second nature for me. But right off the bat, it took me a little while to kind of get the what and hums figured out of, how much MPG I was able to get out of a tank. All right, how much mileage I was able to get out of the tank. But I think this is really intuitive to read. It's nice. It's easy to read. All the letters are kind of a white over a black background, and by white I mean like your digital white. Like your digital watch white, where the numbers are black and then the background behind that digital clock. I think it's great that they kind of reverse that. It's different. And I really do like it. I think it looks better than it would otherwise. And then the tachometer there is just super what's the term I'm looking for? I can't think today, man. Spouting out stupid stuff here and there all the time. But that tachometer is just nice. It knows what it's doing. It's super what's the term I'm looking for? Responsive, that's the term. It's nice. It's super responsive. So you shift gears, it goes, like if you're shifting down, it goes, it's super quick. It's on top of things. It knows what it's doing. And then all the lights are pretty awesome too. So it's got its little alarm thing. I don't know if you have to have an alarm installed or if it has one installed, but yeah, you've got your little alarm light flashing right now. But yeah, anyway, so my thoughts on this bike are just epic. I think it's a great bike. If you have bad back or bad wrists or something like that, it does take a lot to, it does take a toll on your body when you're riding it. I could feel my bike a little bit my back. I could feel my back a little bit when I was pulling off, but I think it's a great, an overall great bike. Had I been, when I was looking for my first bike, if I hadn't been into the riding I was looking at getting into at the time, which was that dual sport off-road riding, then I would have, I probably, had I ridden this, gone with this over my DRZ, very easily. It's just super powerful. I could not run out of power on this thing ever in my life. The only way I could run out of power is if I, drove it into a prison, which would probably happen if I bought it. Absolutely gorgeous bike. Absolutely gorgeous bike. Absolutely love it. there's that exhaust, man. Absolutely awesome. All right, guys, that's the Triumph, the 2015 Triumph Daytona 675 triple. Absolutely glorious. All right, guys, until next time, I'll go ahead and you know, hopefully get more regular when I'm uploading videos, and be expecting more of these for sure, because I love birds of prey. A big shout out to those guys. If you guys are looking into any of these bikes, don't hesitate to go up and talk to them. Those guys have been treating me like family for years and years and years. You know, because Dad traded his 05 Triumph in there for a in 2012 for a 2013 Explorer, and you know, ever since then we've been regular customers, and we've been nothing but family. You know, they know us by name when we call into the phone. I don't even have to introduce myself. Just absolute great guys. Their parts department's awesome. It doesn't really matter what bike you have or what your need is. Their parts department knows what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. So big shout out to those guys and all the help that they've given me, especially with picking up accessories and stuff for Mela, my DRZ, and awesome guys. So yeah, I'll put a link to those guys, to Birds of Prey Motorsports website, in the description of this particular video, because they've been absolutely nothing but good to me. You know, absolute 10 out of 10. We'll go back every time. Anyway, guys, until next time, peace out.